This podcast is sponsored by CompareTheVet247.com, your AI-powered vet finder.
I'm starting a podcast and you start vaping, you know what I mean? Derry Green, founder and owner of the Secret Garden Glamping. That's not how I know you.
No, it's not.
And do you know what? It's like, if there's ever the story of Northern Boy done well, I think you're it.
Oh, I'll take that.
That is
Off
absolutely off me because I'm an arsehole. So, welcome to the Not a Vet podcast, and you're not a vet.
No, absolutely.
You're about as far away from a vet as possibly could be, to be fair.
I know a vet, if that helps. Well, actually, no, I don't even. No, I do know a vet, yeah. I was going to say, no, I don't, he's not a vet. But I know some vets.
You know some vets. So, I was trying to cast my mind back to the first time that I met you, and it was in James Weston's practice.
Yeah.
Because you were doing all the building works.
Yeah. When I was his handyman.
You was his handyman.
Yeah.
And you look at it now, look at Derry Green, right? If you just Google him, like this sheet that Ellie's done of all the research on you. Derry Green was a handyman. He was in Parliament yesterday.
Mate, that was what I put on my thing yesterday. This morning, actually. Was how do you go from a tent in my garden to standing in Parliament? It's properly mad. Do you know what? That's ridiculous.
It's mental, because I'm in your house. This is in your house now, and I can remember this, and I'm sure I remember going, "That's a big project."
Yeah,
because you had bits of plastic holding walls up and stuff, this house wasn't livable. Most people would say, "Are you squatting?" Because it was shagged, and I was like, "It's got a massive house. Is it minted? No, it can't be because it's bollocks. It didn't have a bit of roof missing and stuff."
Oh mate, it was awful. It was awful. It's funny because if you go on Street View still.
Yeah.
Google hasn't been down here since 2002 or something like that, because with this little tiny road off.
Yeah.
So if you go on Street View, it's still how it looks the day one I bought it, and it looks like a ghost house. It looks haunted. It's awful.
I remember coming here and coming up the drive because we were going to a Formula One race somewhere, me, you and James. I can't remember where it was. It wasn't Silverstone because it was silly o'clock in the morning.
No, so it was Spa?
I think it might have been Spa. And I pulled in and thought, this is where Derry lives. Well, what do I know about Derry? He's James's handyman, and he drives this truck because he moves people for a living, and it's absolutely bollocksed, and it looks like something out of the Beverly Hillbillies. This house doesn't add up. And then you get close to the house and go, hang on a minute. It does, because it looks like, I was going to say it ran them, but I probably shouldn't say that in the podcast, but it looks like it's been bombed.
Yeah. Mate, it was an absolute mess. So when I bought, 11 years, and my plan, I looked past the house. I just bought it because it had land with it, and because at the time we had a lovely house where we was in Warrington, a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But I spent 2.5 years doing it because that was a shithole. It was when I bought it. But by the time we finished it was lovely. We had everything we wanted there and stuff. But the issue with it was like a Victorian villa. So it was on the main road, literally in the centre of Warrington, main road. So your steps went down and you were on the main road.
Yeah.
The garden was the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
Garden the size of a postage stamp. And Noah had just been born. Noah was going to be born, and we had Sophia. And you had to keep the doors locked because, if they wandered out into the street, they'd be into the fucking road. So we was trying to find somewhere that had some land. Now, I was looking for about an acre, like with the house and that. And then I'd seen this, and it was like 4.5 acres. And I
is that how big it is?
Yeah, the whole piece of land, yeah. And I forgot that the house was awful because I was just dead excited. Yeah, I was just dead excited about all the land. And so then, and I thought, it's fine. I've done stuff before. I've done it, I was a handyman. I did all sorts of bits.
Yeah. A handyman is a bit of a downplay for you because I can remember James going, I want this, I want that wall ripping out, this, that, and the other. This is a little bit beyond handyman.
Well, but me thinking, it just needs a lick of paint in my head. Do you know what I mean? And I definitely underestimated what this was going to take to do. And before COVID, so 7 years ago nearly, somewhere about then, I almost sold it. I thought it got too much. Like keeping on top of the house, I was getting nowhere because everything cost money.
Yeah.
And
materials went through the roof.
Yeah, I thought I'll just do one room at a time. It'll be great. And that never happened because all I was doing was fixing things that were breaking. Like you said, holes in roofs.
Yeah.
Electrics were like bell wire for cables and stuff. It all needed rewiring. And the land that it came with, which I thought was ace, what I wanted to buy it for, how hard do you know how hard it is to keep on top of 4 acres just to stop the woodland encroaching on the house?
Really?
So, yeah, it was awful. To put a fence up, it's 2.5 kilometres. It's like tens of thousands of pounds, and I didn't think of any of that. So I thought,
did you just see it shiny and bought it and thought,
yeah,
there's a forest, I want to own
gorgeous
it?
woodland. And I thought, that'd be ace. Didn't really underestimate it. And I thought, if I sell it and just buy something small, buy a terraced house or something, I could have it beautiful. I was living in a shithole all the time. Yeah. And I thought, why? It's pointless. Dead cold all the time and everything. And so I almost did it and I didn't. Now, luckily, I didn't.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I think I was always hoping that something was going to come around the corner, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's probably
wishful.
Yeah. And I always, and it was great because the good times were good. Seeing the kids playing in the woods and everything was awesome. That bit was great.
But winter.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're here on your own at night, and it was horrible. But I didn't end up doing it. And then I think because I was just too busy doing everything else all the time.
Well, you were working all the time as well.
Yeah.
So you couldn't have been here that much.
No.
Because you're always away. Where's Derry? He can't come to the Grand Prix. He's in Spain. He's in this. He's in that. What, an holiday? No, he's working. He's driving that truck around all over the place, like thinking he's got to do about 1 million miles a year just to like keep on top of this sort of thing. Because it must have been money pit.
Yeah, and time is the other thing. Like you say, I was always away for about a week, 10 days maybe, and then I'd be back for a week, 10 days, and then I'd be gone again. So in that week I was back, I'd have to try and get as much done as I could, see the kids, plan the next trip, get sorted. So by the time I was back again, I was gone again, and it was stood still basically for a good 6 years. I stood still. Is that
how long it was?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, so
6 years.
Yeah, it's got it. Yeah, because it's 5.5, just before COVID. So COVID's nearly 6 years now.
Yeah,
and I've been here a little over 11 years. So 5.5, 6 years. I was just standing still all the time. Nothing was moving forward. Yeah, and I was just keeping on top of everything.
But you didn't give up.
No, and then COVID came. So it all changed from there, didn't it?
So. This is one of the questions. This is what research does when you look up Derry Green, right? This is research, right? So I want.
Don't Google too hard.
I've seen your internet history, Derry. So I don't know if this is true or not. So you can stand with it corrected, right? Because I wanted to know because you were obviously always handy with a hammer, right? Yeah. And that's for want of a better word because I'm pathetic with any power tool known to man, right? I'm a geek. I don't deal with DIY well at all. I'm not allowed to hang a picture in my own house. The wife does not allow. So where did the skill set come from for being this handy with these tools? Because you're not trained as a joiner or a brickie or anything like that, but you built an empire, and take this respectfully, with your hands.
Yeah.
There's the power and determination of the brain and the sheer not give up attitude. But where did the skill in the hands come from to do all this? Now, this is where the research comes in, and this is where you can tell me if the research is wrong.
Go on.
Because a little birdie tells me that you made Santa's grottos.
Yeah, that is exactly true.
Tell me this story, because the version I've got is Derry's dad invented Santa's grottos.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you on drugs? And you used to build these Santa's grottos. Yeah. So you grew up making Santa's grottos.
Yeah.
So that is true.
Yeah. Have I never told you this?
No, it never told me this. And I actually spoke to James Weston this morning, and I was chatting to him, and he goes, I tell you what I've got for you. You might not want to talk about it. And I'm like, what's that? He went, well, sadly his dad passed and stuff like that. But he learned his trade making Santa's grottos. And I'm like, what are you on about?
So, actually, we'll start with my dad then on that. So, my dad owned a company called Animated Displays. So any Christmas grotto you've ever been to as a kid or seen or anything else was my dad's. All of that came from my dad's head.
So it's true?
Yeah. So it's absolutely true. So my dad was a mechanical engineer, and my Uncle Will, not my uncle, my dad's next door neighbour, but uncle.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Uncle, yeah.
Uncle Will. He was a sculptor, and he was a window dresser for Lewis's in Liverpool.
Right.
So
that's a massive building.
Yeah. So my dad went to work with my Uncle Will one night when he was doing a Christmas window displays. And my dad said to my Uncle Will, this is boring. It was your mannequins stood there and snow and Christmas trees. My dad said, this is boring. I could make that mannequin move. It'd be more exciting. So they hatched this plan and they started animated with 25 quid. So they had 25 quid. They dug up my grandma's back garden to get the clay, and my Uncle Will sculpted a gnome called Happy. So he sculpted it out of clay. My dad went to the local scrapyard. Yeah, out of my grandma's garden. My dad went to the scrapyard, bought a load of motors for 5 quid that didn't work, put them all together and got one that worked. And they made this gnome called Happy, and its arms moved and its head moved and stuff. And
what year was this? What year would this be? 60s?
No, late 50s. Yeah, late 50s, early 60s.
Right.
And like they did back then, you go, so they had him in a box, and they'd take him round to places, and that was your demo sort of thing. And they took it to Lewis's, and Lewis's let them do one of the windows. So they did one window display in Lewis's,
right,
with Happy the gnome and a Christmas display.
And it's moving, and this has not been done before.
It had not been done before. And they loved it so much, the next year they did all of the windows at Lewis's. And this was all department stores back then. So because Lewis's did it,
everyone else
wanted to do it, everybody else. So for about 6 years, they did window displays for Christmas in department stores. And then my dad went to Lewis's and said, listen, so I've got this idea. Let us have a bit of the store. We'll do a whole area, all decked out. We'll have Santa sat there. Kids can come and see him. It'll be great. So Lewis's let him do it, give him a bit of the store, queues around the block. So the next year, everybody wanted one. And then, over the preceding years then, as it went into shopping centres, they came along, started doing all them. Then they did, there's a great, I love it, I've got it on my phone actually, because it's really difficult now. There's not, my dad's era, nothing was filmed, there's no podcasts and things like that.
No.
But he did an interview in the sort of mid-80s on BBC Radio, and my brother somehow found it online and downloaded it. And my dad does a talk like this, talking about it.
Right.
And it's ace. So what he says is anything in the arts. So that's what their main core business was, Christmas grottos.
Yeah.
They did stuff at Easter and stuff at summer.
Yeah.
But then my dad just loved coming up with crazy, wild things. Yeah. So they did the whole world in miniature for a place down in Cornwall. So they built like a 60-foot Sphinx and the pyramids, the 7 wonders of the world and everything. And they did all that sort of stuff. Then they did the sets for Stars in Your Eyes at Christmas, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and again, I remember with me and my brother when we were really little, we'd go all to the big shopping centre openings because they'd always have a celebrity there.
Yeah.
So I remember one year, me and my brother were probably 5, 6, something like that, and we drove through the centre of Nottingham in an open-top Rolls-Royce with Jonathan Norris from Bread, who was massive at the time, and Santa, with 100,000 people lining the streets for him to open the Christmas grotto at Nottingham Shopping Centre. It was like crazy stuff. Anyway, so then as time went on, they then moved into, my dad was the first one to do animatronics. Right. So robotics, basically. But this was, again, late 80s, early 90s.
So this is like blowing people's minds. Yeah, this is before the internet.
Yeah, exactly. So he had a company in Canada that were making stuff for him. So they were way ahead of the time. And then they used to do stuff for movies. So animatronics for movies like Big and things like that. Loads of stuff like that. My dad was the only person outside of Disney to ever have the rights to Disney figures. So
I know this.
You got that?
I got that, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad's logo was animated display, so it was AD with Pinocchio hanging off the side of it. So he had all the rights to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Jungle Book, The Snowman at Christmas that's on Channel 4.
Yeah.
So all the Christmas grottos used to have all that. Disney used to send my dad to all sorts of places to go and do work for him and everything. Yeah, so this was forever. So forever, growing up, me and my brother...
Building stuff.
Yeah, we were trained.
Stuff.
So the point was, my dad was basically making 2 more versions of himself.
Right.
So from being kids... When we'd do like summer jobs there, did my work experience there, and then both of us started working for him. My dad made us work in every single department in the factory. So they had a big factory in Goulburn. So they had a woodwork shop, they had a fit shop, they had a fiberglass shop.
So he made you do every one of the departments?
Yeah, different ones.
Right.
Mainly so we could learn the whole business. Because because the point was that we were going to take over for him. That was his grand plan from when we were born.
Right.
We were going to take over. So we did every part of the business to work out how to do it. And we'd do them for like 6 months at a time. And my brother really was interested in animatronics. So my brother did all the animatronics. And I was really interested in all the visuals for clients. So this was early days of computers, and we used to have the best stuff. before you have stuff like Canva and everything on your phone, we had
Yeah.
massive computers to design all the visuals for the customers and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I did almost everything at that job. But yeah, we'd be in the middle of summer, we'd be at the warehouses in Arley with a 60-foot tall igloo or castle, painting it whilst it's 70 degrees outside.
So this is where the tradecraft comes from.
But yeah, it's do you know what? Everything I've done in this business, I always say I see myself as like the creative director now, because everything that was built came out my dad's head. Oh, I want to build a Puffin Billy. He wanted to build this locomotive that raised up in the air and was singing and everything. And he'd get my Uncle Will to draw it all out, and then they'd make it. And that's where it came from. And I do the same thing. I love coming up with ideas of stuff and then how to do it. But at first, I wasn't that good. Even when you look back to 6 years ago, starting this, the first pod I built, great as far as if your level is, it's for your home, it was awesome. Brilliant. Nobody'd have one in the garden. But from a business point of view, looking at the stuff that we build now, it's night and day different. It's not the same thing.
It's a totally different.
Because I've had a massive learning curve over the past 6 years of how we do stuff. But inevitably, it all comes down to my dad. That's where it started.
Okay. So the research was right.
That was exactly
well
correct.
done, Ellie.
Yeah, there you go.
And thanks, James Weston. For coming up with stuff like that. To ask a question as well about James, actually, you might. I've been told you might.
I was going to say something horrible just
no,
then.
No, I'm not going to say this. No.
I was going to answer other questions about him.
So, James invested in you.
Yeah. Oh, did he tell you I nearly sold half of the business to him? Did he tell you that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't allude too much because he said he was a bit coy about it. He was like, I'm not going to upset my mate. And I'm like, look, I'm not trying to drill you for more information here. I'm just trying to find stuff that hasn't been done with Derry Green all over the internet already because it's boring. I'm sick of seeing Derry Green's face on every single TikTok. So I want to ask stuff that hasn't been done before. So, and this is where he ties into the vet and your friendship and all that kind of stuff. So did he give you a jump start? Is that what he's alluding to?
So, two different things. He probably doesn't remember the first one. So that first unit that I built cost me $6,500. That's the total cost of that to build it, sort of thing. But I didn't have anything at the time, and I needed. Do you know what it was? I remember now. It's all coming back to me. I was paying off like a debt. This was from transport from like 10 years back. When this is a whole nother story, but when CityLink went bust on us, owing us like £500,000, and I carried this debt to try and pay it off over the next 5 years. And it was one Christmas. It must have been that Christmas after COVID. And it was like a week before Christmas. And whatever company that it was had gone bust. So another debt company had bought it. And they phoned me up a week before Christmas and said, hi, Mr. Green, if you can pay off, I think it was like, I want to say it was 20 grand, something like that. Didn't have 20 grand, there was no one in it. But they said, if you can pay 10, we'll wipe it out. Because they weren't, because it was a new company, they were just there to get whatever they could. And they said, if you give us 10, we'll wipe it out for you. And this was 6 days before Christmas. I haven't got 10 grand. It may as well have been 10 million.
Who else got 10 grand 6 days before Christmas now, just floating around?
And anyway, so I realised after I put the phone down, I thought, they're a bit stuck here. I wonder what I can push them on. So I phoned them back. I was like, I can't really do anything. What could you do? What could you go down to? Anyway, long story short, they said they could come down to 6 grand if I could get it. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to get it.
I need to find 6 grand.
Yeah, phoned Jay. And I said, Jay, can you lend me 6 grand to pay this off and I'll pay you back, £1,000 a month for the next 6 months? Because it was going to save me. That was, I think I was paying...
The interest alone.
Yeah, it was something stupid. It was like £1,500 a month I was paying anyway for the next God knows how long. And he gave it me. And I paid it off, and that was my debt gone. And I had the first pod that was just starting to come in, and I was getting some money back off that. And for the first time, I felt like I was getting ahead, sort of thing, as opposed to standing still.
Right.
And then the extra money that I'd saved, I then used for planning permission to gain planning, because I still only had one unit at the time, because I needed planning permission for the woodland. So I spent every penny that I had getting the planning permission. And in the February of 2021, I got the planning permission granted to build 6 units. But again, that's great. I had the planning for it.
No money.
No money. I worked it out as I needed 45 grand of infrastructure to get road down to the woods, power, water, waste, all that sort of stuff. And again, it may as well have been £1 million because it was pointless. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, well, actually, what do I need to do and everything else? And I spoke to Jay about it. And he said, well, sell me off. So the original idea was going to be, I was going to sell Jay half of the business. And I think it was 40 grand. I think that's what, and we kind of decided on it, and that was what we was going to do. And because, again, it was, from my head, what's the point in owning 100% of nothing? I may as well own 50% and be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember speaking to my mum one night, and I told her about it and what I was going to do and how I was going to do it. And she was quiet, and then she came back, and about a day later, just before I was going to do it with Jay, she said, I'll give you the money. I was like, well, because this was a retirement savings. She didn't have 40 grand either.
Oh, right.
You know, she had, I think it was 25 grand she had. And she said, will that get you going? I said, well, it's not enough, but it'll
help.
It means I can get going. And then if I can start pre-selling something, that'll top it up, and I might get to the end of it and keep it all. So that's what she did. And I paid her back then. Right. But yeah, I almost sold half of it to Jay for 40 grand.
Yikes.
Yeah. Now, for lots of reasons, it's good. Me and Jay always joke about it because it would, you know, in all fairness, we do joke about it and say, oh, we would have fallen out by now or whatever. I don't think we would have done because, again, as I said, in my head, Jay looks at everything as, you know, an investment, whatever. You know, it's just business is what it is. But at the time, for me, it was can I do something or not do something? And can I start a business or not? And that's what it came for me. So it didn't really matter. And I don't think it would now. Because it's still whether you could do it or not. But it was, we almost did. So we're almost working together. We've almost worked together on quite a few occasions, to be fair. Never quite got over the line. No,
and I think, to be fair, you're by the sound of it, you're not risk averse to doing that. Would you say he is? Does he value? He seems to value that, and I take this in the right way. But when he talks to me, he seems to that the friendship comes before business. And he won't take that risk. That's the way it feels. I'm not saying that's the way it is. You seem to think.
With Jay, well, the thing is with Jay, he's got options, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he does it. It's not something that's life or death. He needs, if it was the opposite way around sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he can make money in lots of different ways, and he's doing phenomenal. So what's the point in that risk to end up losing friends? There isn't a benefit to him monetary.
It's a nice way of thinking about it, isn't it? That the friendship actually comes first, and at the end of the day, that if you did need that, or I think if it was viable, he might come knocking on your door one day. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, with me and Jay, it's always been awesome because it's just, I don't think either of us has ever charged the other one for anything except for when I worked for him, and I think that was just more him trying to help me out, really. Than he was just finding me jobs to do. It was brutal because I can remember being there at one point. I'm like, Derry seems to be like pretty much rebuilding off his vet practice like that, and I said to him as a joke, I hope you're paying him well. He went, "Oh my heck," like that, and I remember him saying at one point something on the lines of, that room doesn't need doing, but it's just nice, isn't it? And I got the feeling then, I thought, he is helping you out. It is. And as much as he can be a ruthless human being, there is a soul in there of an actually nice, caring person, which is policed heavily by his wife, who makes him behave that way. Because we all need a woman behind us who is giving us, resetting our moral compass.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. I've heard this story a million times, right? But we've got to cover how it started, but you know what? I could tell it you.
Yeah.
Because, God, I'm sick of seeing your name on the internet, right? It drives me absolutely. Derry Green again. If I see another Dragon's Den clip with you in it, it's absolutely driving me nuts, right? It's just everywhere. It's annoying. And here's the story you're about to tell me.
Okay, go on.
Tent, garden.
Yeah.
Stayed in it with the kids during lockdown.
Yeah.
Got up in the morning, wet grass.
Yeah.
Built some decking.
Jesus, you do know it.
Fucking sick of hearing you. Right. And then built on it from there.
Yeah.
Added bits to it because COVID and lockdown and the transportation business is on its arse, I presume. And then Was it some woman who asked you about building one for them, or did that go uni lad? Can't remember that.
No,
bit.
so there's this weird middle bit that I never actually really get asked about. But yeah, so I did the you've got all the story right there, yeah. So in that first COVID, everybody was building home bars and gyms and that sort of stuff.
Weren't they?
Yeah. Whatever it was you liked, you just built one of them at home.
Yeah.
So it was just a good news story. So it was a photo of me and my son and my daughter in front of this pod, and the story was what a dad had built in lockdown for his kids.
I know people think you're a nice guy. I don't get it.
Nah,
I know you.
Yeah, so it was just a good news piece, local paper type thing. And then Lad Bible picked that up, put it on Lad Bible, got 10 million views, went ballistic. People started messaging me saying, can I book it for a holiday? And put it on Airbnb. And then within 2 days, it was booked.
Did you, when you got the first people asking about it, about staying in it, did you, at what point did you think this is going to be a business?
Never. Still don't. I don't.
when you turn into a grown up,
for me,
do it.
It was.
But you did Airbnb, so you must have thought.
Yeah, so it took a little bit. So when they first messaged and said, can I come and stay in your garden in Skem for my holiday? I'm like,
this is some sort of like swingers party thing going on.
Yeah, the law of averages, there's obviously an insane person somewhere and they're messaging me.
Yeah.
But the honest answer is I did it because I had no other option. I had,
right, because the transport business was...
Yeah, so I'd taken all the mortgage payment breaks. If you remember, in those first COVID, I was self-employed.
Bounce back loans?
Yeah, there was no help for self-employed, if you remember, in lockdown 1. By 2 and 3, we got a little bit.
Yeah.
But lockdown 1, there was nothing.
Right.
So I had no money coming in, signed on universal credit, took the mortgage payment breaks, and I thought, do you know what, stuff... And because people... I'd had like, 5 or 6 messages, and I thought, oh, stuff it, I'll put it on Airbnb. Because I'd done Airbnb before.
Have you?
Yeah, years. Again, actually, I've never spoke about that, in all fairness.
I didn't know you'd done Airbnb previous.
Yeah, here. So the way I paid this, or carried to be able to stay here for 5 years.
No one paid to stay here, Derry. You're dreaming.
No, I rented rooms out here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yes,
because when we came, you had random people walking around the house. I'm like, Derry, you saw all these weirdos.
Yeah, so I put it on Airbnb, and I've so I had one room on Airbnb where I think it was 20 quid a night. So you get like a
student,
a grounds worker who was doing some work in Skem for a week, and they'd come and stay. And I had lodgers. So I had 5 bedrooms. I had one, and I rented out the others. That's how I paid for this place.
Yeah,
that was it, because I couldn't. With everything else, I couldn't afford it. So I had an Airbnb account, and I thought, oh, stuff it, I'll put it on Airbnb because.
Do you know what? I remember this now. When we came here to go to that Grand Prix, I'm sure that because I remember, I think you had a guy sort of wandering around, and I was sort of like, I didn't want to say anything because we were like in this open area, and I thought, who's that guy? He's like his brother or something. Who's that? And then I remember this woman walking past and going, is that Derry's missus, like that? And then another walked past, and I thought, fucking hell, Derry's doing all right. He's got all these random women walking around the house, and it wasn't until we got in the car, I dare say, I was like, Derry, who were all them people in your house?
Yeah.
So they were all lodgers.
Yeah, lodgers and Airbnb, yeah.
I thought you had 2 women on the go. I'm saying that with your missus next week. She's going to come in and knife me in a minute. But they were all lodgers, weren't they?
That was pre-Chelsea. But yeah, that's what it was. So I put it on Airbnb, and then within 2 days, it was booked for 2 years in advance. Awesome, great news story. Great. Thing with Airbnb is, there was 2.5 years worth of bookings. So probably, I've never sat and worked it out.
So you take the money for them then?
No, I see, this is it.
Oh, shit. Right.
So I've never sat down and worked it out, but it was probably about 100 grand worth of bookings for 2.5 years.
Is this on one pod?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah. But Airbnb keep every penny of that, and you get paid out the day after somebody stays. So all I got was...
commitment.
So I was getting, 70, 80 quid into my bank each day. So they keep the 100 grand and pay you 70, 80 quid every other day when somebody checks out, whatever.
What a great business.
Yeah. So that was perfect, and it was doing dead well, and I thought it was going to be a side hustle. I thought it was just going to sit there, be a little side hustle. And because of making that, I took loads of photos of it, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and started doing people's gardens. So I started doing like fencing, decking.
So it got you like...
Yeah. So then, because I wasn't doing the transport, I did... I won't say landscape gardening because it was nowhere near that, but decking, fencing, those sorts of things. Because I could show, I built this.
Yeah.
And, so people wanted a deck with a fire pit or a new fence doing or some, anything in wood, basically. Yeah. Not I did a bit of, lawns and things, but not because I didn't know any of that.
All right.
So, I used the pod to then get work to pay me day to day. I
didn't know this.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't talked about that for a long time. And then the pod was just coming in and paying the bills on top of that.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I did for the first 12 months, nearly. So it was the February of 2021 when I got the planning permission for there, and that's where, because again, I did my little back of the fag packet maths, and I thought if I could build 3
times by whatever.
Yeah, I was building. I sold quite a few of them. I was building outdoor dining tables out of sleepers because again, I made one for the first pod because I wanted a big dining table, so I made one out of sleepers. And then again, somebody said, "Oh, can I buy one of them?" I was like, "Okay, yeah." So I was making like 3 or 4 a day. And just buying sleepers.
Turning you around to whatever that makes money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
So what was the trigger where you thought, I've got one and it's kind of ticking over and doing all right? If I do times 4 of these, the revenue turns times 4.
Yeah.
And that's, what was the trigger?
Well, because I was doing...
Or was it just the fact of, I need to keep making money?
Yeah, it was. And what it was because it was coming to winter.
Right.
So that was, if you remember, lockdown was like April, May. Then, it was fine through summer. People wanted the gardens doing. Everybody was spending money on gardens, that sort of stuff.
Winter, death.
Yeah. September, October, and it's rainy and cold outside. Nobody really wants you to build a deck. So that started drying up. So I was like, well, what can I do? And I thought, well, if I do 2 more, I worked out that would give me enough to just do that.
Right.
So that's when I applied for planning permission. And started in probably the November time.
Which council is that? Scam?
West Lancs. Yeah.
West Lancs. How did you what was it like getting planning permission? Nightmare.
Do you know what? No, because I got an amazing planning consultant. So I am 100% giving Claire a shout out for this. So Claire, my planning consultant, is phenomenal. She's just like the most honest human being. She does herself out of work all the time because if you get her there, she will tell you. If I say, can I do X, Y, and Z? She'll say no. Or yes, one or the other.
Right. No grey area.
Yeah. Where a lot of, what she should do is say, oh yeah, we can certainly try and do that, no problem. Because at the end of the day, if the council says no, it's the council's fault, not hers.
Yeah.
But
they keep taking money while they're trying for
exactly,
you.
Yeah. But she will say yes or no. And she came up with of what we needed to do and do it. And she asked me, what do I want? And I said, I want 3. If I can get 3, that's it. And she said, great. If you want 3, we need to apply for 10.
Welcome to working for the council.
Yes, because if you apply for 3, they're going to give you 1 or 2, and that wasn't enough for me to do it. So I wanted 3. We applied for 10. They gave us 6, and I thought, I'm never going to build 6. I don't.
How many's out there right now?
13. So I was like, nah, I don't. But it was great. So Claire did it all for me because I'd tried to do planning years and years ago.
To minefield.
Yeah, mate. It was
bringing professional people.
Yes, that's it. You get them to do the job because, and again, same principle is if I didn't get Claire, this business wouldn't have happened because I would have tried.
Who's Claire work for? This isn't even sponsored by Claire, but who's Claire work for?
The podcast is sponsored by MWT Planning Consultants. So Claire, but Claire's, she used to work for the council. She used to be a planning officer. And then she's turned, gone on to the other side, and she was working for a planning consultant, and now 6 years later, she started her own consultancy, MWT, and it's awesome. She's doing great, and I recommend her to everyone. But yeah, if I didn't get her to do it, I wouldn't have done it, or I would have tried, failed, because actually there was a lot of hoops to jump through.
How did you come across her?
I don't know,
because I'm trying to define. If you look at this journey,
I think somebody recommended it. Somebody must have said. Yeah, it was absolutely a recommendation to say, go and speak to this person.
Because there's an element of these things that are luck and fluke, and then there's an element of it which is always networking.
Yeah, I always, at the start especially, so in the start in COVID, when you couldn't speak to anybody, I couldn't get a builder to come and fit a water pipe or build a deck. If I had a pot of cash to actually build this business, I still couldn't do it because nobody could come and do it.
No.
But what I was really lucky is that in our group of mates with Jay and Reedy and all that lot, there's somebody who can do something. Yeah. So like Reedy, landscape gardener, his brother Adam, civil engineering. So if I needed to know something, I could just phone him and ask him, how do I do this? Or what do I need to do? And, well, do this, this, and this, and get this, and that's how you do it. Now, it wouldn't be like they'd do it. It wouldn't be perfect, but somebody knew somebody who could tell me how to do it. And that's how it all started. It was never... And again, so many people have been down here, including Jay, and Adam and Reedy and 20 other people who've just come and helped me. Just said, I'll snip down and give you a hand for half an hour. Do you know what I mean? And that half an hour turns into a full day. We're digging holes and doing all sorts of stuff.
Well, it's a break for a lot of people to get away from the office life of actually sitting in a forest and doing something productive.
Exactly, yeah. So at the start, it was all built on people coming giving me an hand for free. That's what it was.
That's crazy. So that's not luck. That's friendship. That's loyalty. That's trust. That's everything else that kind of comes with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Okay. So we're 13 pods in.
Yeah. What else you got in your little
There's
book
so
there?
much stuff here, right? I mean, Jesus. Right. She does so much detail, right? So 2020, is that when the Secret Garden started?
So
technically.
Yeah. So the first pod, I started building it on the 1st of April, 2020. But it wasn't a business at the time. I say it started in the February of 2021. That's when I gained the planning permission to actually start building a glamping site as opposed to a pod in my garden.
So here's a question. You've got to cash your mind back to 2020 before even the Secret Garden was a thing. Being an entrepreneur before you did this, what did that look like, being an entrepreneur? How did you see an entrepreneur?
Before I did this?
Yeah.
For me or in general?
How you saw an entrepreneur. What did it look like? Did it look like this?
No.
Because you are.
Yeah, no, it is.
What did it look like in your mind before you knew the graft of being an entrepreneur? What did you?
That was somebody sat in an office in a 3-piece suit every day, networking, doing deals, whatever, and certainly starting from something. Now I know there's you see lots of founder stories that come from nothing to do something and everything else, but usually you tend to find within them stories it's because of not necessarily somebody else, but something happened.
An event.
Yeah. To get him to do that thing or take that leap or whatever. And it can be, tragedy in your own life or whatever. Or it could be something outside or external. But yeah, it wasn't something that, I'd always, I don't know if you know, because I've done a million different businesses. Me and my brother used to own a chain of takeaways. We had the transport business.
I've heard something about you and takeaways.
Yeah.
You never food poisoning claim again. Jokes.
A 5-star food hygiene rating always. I've done loads of different things, but my focus was always money driven.
Right.
What job can I do, or what business can I do, or what do I do on a daily basis to make enough money to be able to do what I want to do? So for me, work, business was always a means to an end to do what I actually wanted to do.
So has that changed?
Yeah. 100% changed. Because actually, I have the same thing with Jay, actually, because he says to me all the time, I'm working too much. You're always working, blah, blah, blah.
Irony of him telling you that.
I know, yeah. He says it to me all the flipping time. He always, because he'll ask me to do something. I'm like, I can't, got to do this or whatever. He says it to me all the time. But my answer back is, and I've said this before and stuff, but it relates to this. If I ask my 10-year-old self, what do you want to do for a living?
Yeah.
I used to spend all my time in the woods with my brother building dens.
Oh, shit.
So if I ask my 10-year-old self, what is it you want to do? Well, I'll build dens in the woods with my brother. Now, my brother's not here, he's in Mississippi, but I'm doing my hobby every day. And this is what's really hard for, Chelsea's doesn't understand it. Jay doesn't most of the time. Lots of people don't understand it. They think I'm working all the time. I'm not. I'm just doing my hobby.
It just happens to be a business that makes money.
Yeah, 7 days a week. So it's like Jay, because Jay loves F1.
Yeah.
It's like Jay being an F1 driver.
Yeah.
That would not be a job to him.
No.
Absolutely not. And he'd be like, I'm racing every day. And I'm the same here. For me, this is my hobby. And as a byproduct, I make some money on the back end. Great. Win-win. Because I do it for free. Most people, if the cat gets out of the bag, I would do it for free. My worst days here are still better than my best days doing anything else. So I love it.
Really?
So I am literally just doing my hobby.
Living the dream.
7 days a week. Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I don't know why it popped in my head then when you were saying that. And I remember one of the Grand Prix we were going to. because we have stayed in a tent, and I have seen you completely naked. But saying that sells the whole world because you were on Naked Attraction.
I was going to say, yeah.
We'll come to that later. But yeah, I also, as well, I thought, I said to Ellie, I said, there's a bit in here I said I need to put, because I'm sure I've got a picture somewhere of you doing something to James Weston while he's asleep in a tent. Do you know what I'm talking about? You dangled a certain part of your anatomy when he's asleep. And it's true. It's true.
If he falls asleep anywhere near me, that's happening. That's happening tomorrow. If
Do
he
you know
falls
what?
asleep
If Derry Green makes Time Magazine, I'm going to stop you just out of pure bitterness and say, this is Derry's testicles in James Weston's mouth while he's asleep. I remember that. I was just like, oh my God. We laughed. And I remember because we did tents and all that sort of shit. And it was just like, I'm older than you a lot. Like, sleeping on the floor, it's just like, you just got up in the morning, you're like, right, morning! And off you go, because you're one of these terrible morning people that just bounces out of bed and away you go. And I need like 6 cigarettes and 2 cups of coffee just to get my heart going. And I remember saying to James, like, the next Grand Prix we go to, right, we're all doing all right in life now, right? I'm paying the £600 seats at Silverstone. I'm having a canopy, not getting piss wet through, and I'm not getting in a fucking tent. You can forget it, right? We make enough money. And he was just like, we can't. I went, why? He went, Derry ain't got any money. I went, right. You're his mate. And he was like, yeah, we've got to do general admission. I was like, general admission? Have you been? It's like a cattle farm. It's like a dodgy nightclub in Wigan with 1 million people filtering through with mud and shit going everywhere. And I remember saying to him, give him the money. He went, well, I would do. I was like, right, but won't take it.
That's a lie. I would take it. I'll tell him right now. I'll take it.
And I remember he said he wouldn't take the money, and I was like, it's 600 quid. I said, I said to him, give him more work at the vet, you type bastard, right? We want the decent. I can't sleep on that floor again. We're like, we need to do something. He was like, I'll see what I can do. This, that, and the other. I suppose I've got to organise it all anyway. But I do remember that, and I look at it now, and like, if I mention your name or your name comes up in conversation, for a lot of people, they just know you from Dragon's Den onwards and the success story of it. And I'm like, I saw this at the start. I remember you walking past like covered in shit and tools and dust because you've been smashing walls out and this, that, and the other. And I just think that the whole journey is just, I mean, you're in it, but for me watching it, it's mind blowing.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It is.
It is ridiculous.
All these different stages. And it has, it's been up and down for years and years, and I've had good points and bad points all the way along it, but never found exactly what it was that was going to do it. And then all of a sudden, when I stop looking, it comes and finds you.
So do you think you were looking for it, or do you think it landed on you?
No, yeah. Well, I've always said this is not a business. Even now, I still don't think it's a real business, like a grown up.
Weren't you in Parliament yesterday somewhere in Westminster? And did not see you at the Red Rose Awards with the entrepreneur. But if I see you in a suit again, I get physically sick seeing you in a suit, thinking, but that's not the guy. You're just sat in a t-shirt now in shorts and stuff, going and crap and stuff.
Yeah, I always joke and say, suits, weddings and funerals, that's the only time I wear long pants. But then more often now I'm wearing it. But I have to, literally, first thing I do is walk in through the door, take the clothes off and put my shorts on. I can't deal with being
I don't think I've ever seen you. I've only ever seen you on the telly in a suit.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time, it is literally kicking around and stuff like that. That's nuts. I'm just flicking through the millions of notes on you as well. Oh, God, there's so many subjects on you. From DIY dad to founder.
Ah, that's a nice one.
I know, right? Has it changed your identity?
Of who I am myself, no. If you speak speak to Jack, I've not changed.
No, well, just sat here now. I still see you as the same guy. No. But I find it. This is what I was going to say to you before. Is when I speak to people and your name gets mentioned, to people who don't know I know you, they know your name, and I'm like, Derry, and they're like, Derry from the Secret Garden. And I look at them like, because they're like 20 years of age or whatever. And I'm like, how do you know him? Oh, I saw him. And I follow him on TikTok. I'm like, what? And to me, it's like really odd that they know you as that person and they know you from starting that point there. And that's all they know.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoy really, especially because it's kind of not wishing to sound like, whatever, but is saying to them, he wasn't born with a silver spoon. He's about as far away from us. You saw your start of seeing him, right, was really flashy, fancy videos that people need a £4,000 camera for, but you did it on an iPhone, walking around there. And Dragon's Den, where you looked, I mean, not being funny, you were so well groomed for Dragon's Den. I've never seen you look that well. It was like you were photoshopped in real time. And the whole dad thing and the whole story thing, I'm like looking at him thinking, what? I mean, it was, you must have practiced the shit out of that to get all that right, and the pitch and the story and so on. And that people just know you as a starting point. And I'm like, I know him. And the truth of it is, he might be seen in all these sort of angles as entrepreneur, this, that, and the other, but he's in the woods with a saw, covered in shit.
Yeah.
And absolutely loving it and living the dream. And it's weird that they see you from there onwards, but I saw you before. And because people only see the social media side of you.
Yeah.
I see you in well-lit rooms like this one with like soft lighting and stuff going behind you, thinking, here he goes again, he's off again. But it's so interesting to having seen the story before and the graph that you put into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you see, when you came here, I was down in the woods, came up, and I'm in my work stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm washing my knees with a scrubbing brush in the sink.
Saw that. I just thought, what is he doing with that baby wipe? That's kind of weird. Because you were wiping crap off yourselves.
Because I love it. I nothing has changed me. I do different things, like going to Parliament yesterday, which was crazy. But I'm still doing the same things every day. I just get to do. It's like me. I guess it's like me on steroids, because I love that meme. Actually, I see it on TikTok all the time. It's like kid's brain with adult money.
Yeah.
And so you'll see like somebody who's bought who wants a sheep, and then they've bought like 20 different sheeps and all different breeds and stuff. I feel like that. I feel like I'm 10 years old and I've found my dad's whole tool chest and everything in it. And I'm like, yeah, because my dad used to let me have like one hammer and like some rusty
and
nails.
now you've got your own
build
tools.
Now I've got the full. He'd never let me take his Makita or anything, anything good that I could break or lose in the woods.
And now you can own it and sit there looking
so now
at
I'm like,
it.
yes, I just go out and get it all. And
somebody literally said to me today, an analogy I thought was really weird, and it does have relevance. It's sort of like, I am to an adult what a tomato is to a fruit. Which is basically means it's a kind way of saying, Mark, you're a child.
Yeah.
But essentially, we all are, right?
Yeah.
And you're following the dream in the woods. And yeah, it's crazy. Marketing without a marketing degree. So I don't know whether you know this or not, but you're not a glamping entrepreneur.
No.
Do you know this? You know what I'm going to say?
I think I might know what you're going to say, but go on.
You're not categorized by many of the AI and clever people who say you're not a glamping entrepreneur.
No.
You're a social media entrepreneur.
Yeah. I say...
Do you see that?
Yeah, I say we're a social media business.
That's right.
That owns a glamping site.
Correct.
That's exactly what it is.
Is that what you say that, dear? Oh, right. That's where the damn AI's got it from.
Yeah. No, I say it all the time because it is. Even if you take the first unit I built, but if you take what I build now, it's still relevant. That first unit was not a good glamping pod compared to the rest of the market. There was loads that are way better. And even now, like, we're really good at doing them now. And
are you the best?
The best at building a glamping site? No. Not even close, mate. Not even close. I know, because...
It looks like it from the good lighting and the camera shots. Well, is this the magic? This is the magic show.
No, so the physical units are good. The outdoor areas are good. All the bits are good.
All right.
But there's lots that are good. That's nothing. The whole point is how you market that and show it to people. So yesterday I was at Parliament. That was as my role as the president of GITA, the Glamping Industry Trade Association.
Are you the president?
Yeah.
Are you a president now?
I am a president.
Jesus Christ. It just gets worse.
So that is for the whole glamping industry. So I know loads of glamping sites, and I know of 10 other glamping sites that are way better than me.
Right.
That, like £500,000 tree houses that are stunning, 2 stories, phenomenal. I know some amazing glamping locations, brilliant locations, amazing scenery, amazing units. I can book every one of them tomorrow because it doesn't matter how good the thing is. If nobody knows you're there, you're not getting bookings. So what we've done really, really well is not only have we got a good product, which is good, the units are, and like now, what I built 6 years ago and what I build now are 2 different things. But what we nailed on really, really well is not only what people want to see, but what do they actually want to book? Why are they coming? What do they want to do? So I always talk about one, actually. So me and Chelsea went away. Amazing sight. It was beautiful. And it was all, it was in the Welsh countryside. It was stunning. And we were going there for 2 days. And it had no phone signal, no TV, no nothing. You go and relax. And it sounded amazing. And we got there and it was beautiful and the place was stunning. But after about an hour, what could we do? We was there for 2 days.
You had to talk to each other.
And it looked beautiful. And it was, very, Instagrammable,
yeah.
perfect. Oh, look at these pictures. I'm on this bed and everything's great. But then for the next 2 days, what are we going to do? It was almost pointless being there. So, and I've talked about this before, but I'd say it again. I used to go camping all the time as a kid with my mum and dad.
Right.
Because we used to be into motocross and motorbiking. My dad was into bikes and cars. So we go to different rallies and AGMs, stuff like that every weekend. And I distinctly remember we'd go and my mum and dad had like a big tent with an awning and stuff. And me and my brother had this little 2-man one next to him. And we'd spend an hour putting up the tents and everything else. And then we'd walk away and we'd go and climb a tree or swim in a river or whatever. What we didn't do is sit in a tent for 2 days. So when I came to glamping, it always baffled me why everybody focused on what in essence is a really fancy tent. That's all it is. It's a really fancy, and they are very, very fancy, but you never went camping to sit in a tent for 2 days. So you're not going to do it regardless how fancy it is. Because when you go home tonight, I guarantee your bed will be comfier than mine. Your pillows, you've got everything in your house is set up how you like it. You've got your beers in the fridge where you want them, your snacks where you want them, anything else. Don't try and compete with it. If you're going to sit on a bed for 2 days and watch Netflix, I'll do it here. So we focused on everything else except for the unit. So the tent or the unit is the last thing. Everything was about what are you going to do there? And because I spent 3 months sat outside in the garden with the kids, every alteration I made was to make my life easier or make the kids happier. So it was games, it was things that were interesting. So it wasn't specifically about being that perfect, gorgeous Instagram picture of luxury. It was luxurious enough that you'd want to stay there for a couple of days, but fun enough that you'd want to come back.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it all came down to how do I get that aspirational content? How do I get somebody to look at it and go, I can see myself doing that. I want to book it. Because a lot of, I've seen some stunning stuff on Instagram, super yachts and hotels and whatever, and very pretty to look at. I'm not booking any of them.
No.
That's what I'm going to do. But you see like, a hotel with a water slide and loads of kids' games. I think, the kids can go and play there. I get to sit on the sun lounger and relax. Great, I'll do that. Where the kids would be bored shitless if we went to some ultra
sit
whatever.
there and do nothing.
Yeah. So, and there's this weird bit of the market where you had your basic pods, all very similar, just a pod in a field and you took your own bed in. And you also had the £500,000 tree houses, which were £1,000 a night, stunning, beautiful things. This mid-market point where we sit now, so we're not £1,000 a night, although we could charge it. We'd still we'd still get it. Like your Centre Parks treehouse type scenario. We're not there, and we're also not bring your own bed in and kind of get on with it. We are sat in the middle there, where we are affordable to almost all, and we provide something that both the other sides don't. So yeah, it works really well then.
So where did that thought process? Is that you?
So at the start,
it was all you.
No, at the start it was, I need to make money. I've got no way to do it.
Right.
So the start
Were
of
you
this,
winging it?
yes, 100%.
I love somebody who wings it.
So I had no idea how to use social media when I first started social media.
I was going to ask this, right? Because I can remember one of the first videos that you did.
Really?
Yeah. And because I remember looking at it, and I think I was showing it Ben. Ben is the audio engineer who fixes all my messed up audio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he fixes all the fuck ups. I just said fuck up, so I'll have to take that out. Fuck up. So it's
just a game to wind him up now.
Yeah, it is pretty much a game, yeah. So and essentially, we looked at the video, and I looked at it, and I'm looking at the content, and I remember sort of, because it was on a phone, I was watching it on a phone. I don't know if it was TikTok or what. Was that with the first video?
No. It was way before TikTok. Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah. And I looked at it and thought, that looks cool. My brain went straight away, that's down to Clever Light and this, that, and the other. And he went, what cameras have you got? Everybody does that.
Yeah.
What camera have you got? And, what lighting have you got? And and you've spent 20 million quid. Are you still doing it on the iPhone?
iPhone. Yeah. Everything's on my phone.
What about gimbal?
Yeah.
You got a fancy gimbal?
It's funny you say that, actually, because...
Just bought a new gimbal.
I've just spent quite a significant amount of money.
I'm going to know what this number is going to be. Tell me what you bought.
So I bought the new Nikon ZR.
Oh,
Beautiful camera.
Can you drive it? Can you do photography?
Yeah.
Are you qualified in it? That's a cat entering chat. So, are you? Is there any qualification or anything academic?
No,
anything camera
zero.
photo?
It's absolute zero.
So, are we talking? You learned this on YouTube?
Yes. Ultimately,
I was joking then.
No,
but
well, actually, technically, Instagram and TikTok. So, my new setup now, and this is only very recent in the past 3 months, is.
I love it when a cat enters a
I'll just take the cat out.
Listen, it makes it very real. At least you're a pet owner.
Yeah.
Who's your vet around here? Who's your vet?
Who's my vet?
Yeah.
Oh, it's this lovely practice up here in Skem. I don't go anywhere near Wigan. I wouldn't go to a
No,
not to a Wigan practice. No.
Who's Skem? Who's your vet?
No, it's Jay.
Is it? Oh,
of course it's Jay.
Because he does your mates race.
Yeah, because I have no idea what to do. But do you know what? It's great. The girls, I'll get a text message to say it needs flea and worm or whatever it was.
Don't have to think about it.
Yeah, does it all. Yeah, because if I have to, it won't get done. So yeah, photography, videography, nothing, zero. And everything up until 3 months ago was done on my phone. That's it, simple as.
You have got the new iPhone.
Yeah, I've got. I always get the new one now. So this is 17. It's awesome. So yeah, it's always been done on there. So originally, I've done every single photo you see of the Secret Garden Glamping is done on my iPhone. End of. I've took every single one. Videography, so I do all the photography still, all the sites, all the locations, every pod, everything is me. On the videography stuff, Chelsea started doing all that for me.
Right.
So I still do
editing and stuff.
No, just taking the videos first of all. So I do some videos, but mainly all the photography and some videography. But then the landscape of social media has changed massively from when I first started on Facebook to now, and we're going through.
It's harder now.
Yeah, we're going through this whole new change again now, and this is why we've changed, because iPhones are phenomenal machines for taking photos and videos.
Yeah.
But we're stepping up again now, so we've just heavily invested in I love gadgets. So my new Nikon ZR, fully rigged out, mics, lenses, batteries, full rolling gimbals.
You probably need like a manual to read this thing because it's
lighting, everything. Oh yeah, it's so out there. It's phenomenal. But because we're moving to a new level, because as the start of this statement was, we're a social media organisation that owns a glamping site, but we are not competing with other glamping sites for content. That's not what we're doing, and we haven't done ever really. In all fairness, the landscape of social media now and marketing, we're trying to get customers off Mr. Beast, off Molly May, off Lewis Hamilton. Content is just content. It's not. You like glamping sites, so all your content is glamping sites. One video will be a glamping site, the next will be an F1 video, the next will be something about cars, then it's about shoes, then it's about something else.
Yeah.
So you're not competing like for like in your own industry anymore. With social media, it's just views. So we need to compete on a higher level because we've never been competing against other glamping sites. That's just a given. We are the most viewed end of conversation. So we now need to compete with others. And then it's not just the single platform now, like it was Facebook. Then it was Instagram. Then it was TikTok. Then you've got YouTube. You've got X. You've got Reels. You've got Stories. You've got all these different formats. So we need to get more content, and we need to be able to edit that content in lots of different ways. So is it going to be a YouTube video? Is it going to be a reel? Is it going to be a short? Is it going to be a TikTok? What's it going to be? And there is limitations to what we can do with iPhones as far as, although it's still great, 99% of everything is done on there because I've got it in my pocket. If I want to do something, like I do a lot of the me talking stuff now, it's done with the Nikon.
Right.
Because we can specifically set that up because we are going to do a load of stuff about X, Y, and Z. Where my phone, I can still, like I did yesterday, just film myself while I'm walking into Parliament and doing whatever. You know what I mean? I can do all that on my phone in 2 minutes, edit it, and it is almost as good. But we're playing to the tiny percents now because 95% of content is pretty good now.
Yeah.
So it's pointless being 95%. You need to be 96, 97, 98, 99 to get the millions of views. If we want a couple of 100 views, then dead easy. But if you want in the hundreds of thousands and millions, then we need to be up in our game all the time. So, and again, it's future-proofing it. Because if you look at the videos I did 6 years ago on my iPhone
13.
11, 12, 13,
Something like that, yeah.
I can't use that content anymore. The quality is just not good enough to put on stuff. So the stuff of me with my kids 6 years ago building the first pod isn't good enough to use anymore. So now we're that Nikon is 6K all day on everything. So we're upscaling everything so that we can use it in 4, 5, 6 years time.
Yeah,
where
and you can also need to distribute it across all the platforms.
Exactly.
As well,
Yeah. So we are.
This is a full-time job. This.
Oh yeah.
Alone. Never mind being out there in the forest.
This is a whole team. This is the main part of our business now. This is.
So do you have people doing this now?
So I still do, as I said, all the photography. End of.
Yeah.
That's mine. Videography is now split between me, Chelsea, Danielle. We've got a whole new team with Lee, 4 of his guys, Estelle, and a few others who are all doing content now. And then, weirdly, I really got into. So I was never into video editing, ever. Not interested. Chelsea's every video up until 6 months ago was Chelsea. Not so much taking the videos, but putting everything together, 100% Chelsea. She did all of them, phenomenal content. And I've got really into it now.
Editing?
Yeah, video editing,
it's ball-like, it takes forever.
I know, but again, because I've got the stuff now, so again, doing it on your phone, not a chance. Can't do that on an iPhone, not happening.
You've got some sort of Mac going on in there.
Exactly.
Of course you
got
all
all
got
that set up.
for
And doing that, I had a nice computer with everything that goes into it, SD readers, all the mics, everything that can all plug into it. It's nice. It's again, I've always liked learning stuff. So the original question on this was, how did I start doing it? Well, it was Facebook. I had no idea what social media to me. I had a Facebook page, and it was all I used it for was to say happy birthday to somebody when it told me to. So it come up, James Weston's birthday. Happy birthday, Jay! No idea when his birthday is, still to this day.
No.
I think it's May. I want to say it's May.
No one cares about James. It's fine.
So that's what I used it for, nothing else. But I quickly realised if I want to get people to book, I need to figure out how to use this. So when I first started using Facebook, I used it as my own version of crowdfunding. I had the original unit, and I wanted to build the second one, but I had no money to do it. So I thought, if I show people what I'd done and said I was going to do something else, and if you please give me a deposit to come and stay, then I can use that deposit to build what I was trying to do. So, and that's how it was. That's what I used Facebook for. So I set up because originally I was directing everybody to Airbnb. I just had a thing and say, oh yeah, go to Airbnb and book it. It's crazy. I was sending people to Airbnb so they could take, because I had no payment system or anything like that. So this was my own first way of doing it, and that was through social media, and I saw it as crowdfunding. And what I didn't anticipate was I was doing it to try and get some revenue in to build the next unit. What I didn't think about was that I had, say, 200 people that had paid a deposit to come and stay. So when I then launched the photos of it, those 200 people instantly wanted to share it with everybody. Look what I booked. And those 200 people then shared it with 20,000 people and so on and so on.
You've got a word of mouth explosion going on.
So the original part of it, although now I realise it's just a marketing tactic. It's like you're playing on everything, fear of loss. We love joining a queue, all those sorts of things, and you don't know what in
FOMO.
Essence, you don't want to miss out. But I was doing it to generate revenue to build a unit, not to grow an audience on social media. And I remember when I got my first viral post, and I went from probably 100 followers to 5,000. I was, oh my God, I've got 5,000 followers.
I'm a rock star.
Woo! Everybody knows me. This is ace. And then the next one, there was a big jump from 5,000 to 20,000. Then it was 20,000 to 60,000.
Is it quite addictive?
Oh, yeah.
Chasing the dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a lot of, again, 5-6 years back, it's a lot of, because I did all of it. So I remember my first viral post, I think got about 4 million views. I literally didn't sleep for 40 hours because I wanted a reply to every single person. Because they'd spent I saw it as they've spent their time commenting about something. I want to reply to them. And by the time I replied to it, so many more had replied, and they'd replied, and it was just constant for 40 hours. Just sat there replying to comments, messages, because I thought I might never get this again. You might get one. Everybody probably gets one viral thing in some way, shape, or form.
I get that. I get that.
This is my one. I've got to do it. And because I did that, I got more bookings and more people talking. And then
because you're a real person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and that's what I couldn't stop doing it. And it is. It is addictive.
So Derry sometimes drives a desk now to do the social media side of the business.
I do all sorts of random bits. I like jumping into something, doing a little bit, and then sodding off.
So on the Mac, 1 minute sat in there in your shorts, and then walking out there and going.
Yeah, because in all fairness, I've said I love this business to death. If I had to do any one of the jobs, and there's hundreds of them in this business, if I had to do any one of them permanently, I'd fucking hate it. I'd hate it with a passion.
So it's the flexibility to go and do what you want.
Yeah, if I have to do photography every day, I'd hate it. If I have to build pods every day,
are you unemployable now?
Yeah, unless my job is
doing all these things,
vary of everything. Yeah, but because I can do bits, and I've always been like that though. I spend more time procrastinating than I do anything else. But the reason I love doing the pods to some degree is because I can do some decking, then I can do some plumbing, then I can do some design work, then I can do something else. And as long as I can do these different bits each time, I don't get bored of it ever. I've realised that I get bored of things really, really easily if I have to do them. Because it becomes a job. Yeah. If your job is a builder, a photographer, or whatever, that's a job. This is not a job. It's a
hobby that pays the bills.
It's everything.
Crazy.
No, I was going to put that paper down.
No, it's just because I thought as she covered this, but I've got so many pages of stuff to cover it. There's lots of them. Naked attraction.
No comment. Is that what we do in these situations?
Yeah, you can do that. You can refuse to answer.
I can neither confirm nor deny that allegation, Matt.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So you are Naked Attraction.
Yes.
Do you know what? That night that aired, my phone...
You made sure your calendar was clear and you sat in a bedroom on your own, did you, Mark? Is that what you're telling me?
I've seen you naked, Derry. I mean, and I remember James telling me this and me going, nah. Yeah. And you went on a spray tan the whole thing.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I know the details of it. And I was like, I've met him. That doesn't sound like Derry. Why did you go on Naked Attraction?
That was a dare.
Was it?
Yeah.
Seriously
dare.
Who was that dare with?
A random girl on Tinder.
Dared you to go on?
Yeah.
So you did?
Yeah. So I say, right, so it's a bit
It's dangerous daring for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, especially around most of our frigging group.
Because you end up with tattoos and stuff.
That's why I've got Jay's name tattooed on my foot. Yeah, exactly. Because when it gets to a point, and anybody will do anything pretty much, there's nothing you can really, there's no currency you can bet with. No. So if you think you're right about something, what can you do? If I'm right, you have to go and jump in a river. Well, they'll go and jump in a river and they won't really care. So it's not really a currency. And we're not betting in cash because none of us are going to do that. So we've now bet in tattoos. Tattoo bet. That's how as soon as, and mate, it comes out all the time that because as soon as like Jay or Reedy, it's me, Jay and Reedy, the tripod that always do it. One of us will say something and it'll probably be something ridiculous that was seen on TikTok or, I don't know. Turns out cheese is made of cardboard.
Yeah.
And someone will go, tattoo, bet it's not. And as soon as it's said, you're like, oh, shit. Oh. And then you've got to try, do you back up and go, no, yeah, I agree. And a few times it's happened and you're like dead confident that you've won and you're like, no, it's not. I'm not one. Anyway, naked attraction. So I was talking to a girl on Tinder and...
how many years ago is this now? It's quite a few, isn't it?
9 years ago?
Yeah.
8-9 years ago. Yeah, 9 years ago probably.
Yeah.
I was talking to a girl on Tinder and I can't remember how we got into the conversation, but it was something. And I think she wouldn't go out on a date with me. I think I've been talking to her for ages.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, what's it going to take for you to let me take you out? And she said, well, Naked Attraction are doing auditions this week in Manchester. If you go on Naked Attraction, I'll go on a date with you. I was like, right, okay. And it was like, oh, yeah, funny, whatever. And she sent me the link. I was like, okay, yeah. Me being cocky balls, like, yeah, no, I'll do that. Of course I will.
Yeah.
And I went down to the audition. And I thought, if I just go and take a photo of me here, that's enough.
You tried to cheat.
Yeah, I did try and cheat. Of course I did. So I went into the audition and I thought, I'll go and do the audition thing. And then when they say, if they say, do you want to do it? I'll just say no. It's fine. Because I went to audition for one of the people, in the pods.
Yeah.
So the girl comes and picks you.
Yeah.
That was what the audition was for. So I went and did that and did the audition. And then I remember they took me up into like an office. This was at Media City in Manchester. And it was one of the producers or whatever. And he said, listen, we really like you. Would you be interested in being a picker?
Right.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That's an upgrade.
Yeah, now, because standing in a pod and getting rated at there was no...
No, but being the person,
way.
you've just got to get naked at the end.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I forgot about that bit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Then I thought, I don't have to be in the pods. I can just pick them. I forgot about the end bit when I agreed to do it. But...
You forgot?
Yeah, I did, because I was like, it was dead nice. I was like, I've been pulled out.
Yeah, but I'm the VIP seat now.
200-300 people there, and they pulled out me to be the picker. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Did they see you naked before they picked you or after?
Yeah, so my audition, that was weird, actually, to be fair, because it's full on. Like, you stood in a lobby, you fill in your form or whatever, and then you go into the room to audition. There's a big camera set up, 3 or 4 people walk in, and I thought it'll be like, I don't even know. I thought maybe it's an interview or whatever. Stand there, first thing, right, drop your calls. I'm like...
Is this male or female that are in there?
There's 2 men, 2 women. Just take clothes off. So then you take clothes off and you stood there, you're like, fuck.
It's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, so then they asked you some questions and they're like, have you got any special talents? I was like, yeah. And do you know what I thought? I thought, I can walk on my hands. I hadn't done it in like 10 years. But I thought, I said, I can walk on my hands. Like, oh, go on then. I was like, fuck. So I did. Luckily, I can still do it just about. So
you got an injury there.
Yeah.
So you naked walked on your hands in the interview.
Yeah. That video has to be around somewhere. Somebody's got that footage somewhere. I don't know where though.
Wait till you get on Forbes magazine.
Yeah, mate,
that's coming out there.
So yeah, I did that, and that's why. And then because he said about being a picker, then I thought, well, actually, yeah, why not? Because again, in all fairness, I joke about it, but I wasn't really that arsed. I wasn't with anybody. I was single. What have I got to lose? I'm pretty happy with how I look, so I'm not like
that's a very nondescript way of saying.
No, yeah, I was, and I was like, I'm not. I guess if I was body count, again, you've said it a million times here. We always get naked in front of each other. Nobody really gives a shit.
No one cares.
Yeah,
nobody
cares. And actually, it was my brother. In all fairness, it was my brother, and because I said to it, I was like, I don't really, what should I do it or not? And he's like, well, why? What are you thinking? What are you worried about? Why would you do it? And why wouldn't you do it? So when it came to why wouldn't you do it, I said, well, I'm worried about like a kid who used to bully me at school when I was 11 years old, seeing it and laughing. And that was the reason. So, and he said, why are you bothered about people you don't like? Why?
It's a good analogy to have in life.
And I was like, do you know what? You're right.
He's got a point
I
there.
was not doing something because of somebody because I was worried about what somebody I didn't like would think. And I was like, oh my God, as we're saying this, my brother's phoning me on FaceTime. Look at that. I'll tell. I am literally talking about you on a podcast right now.
He is on fire.
You've got a camera somewhere, mate. I'll have to go, but I'm literally just talking about you on the podcast right now. See you in a bit. That's weird.
They look very sunny there.
Yeah, it is in Mississippi. Yeah, so he said, don't not do something because you're worried about somebody you don't like and you don't care about. And I was like, yeah.
It sounds sensible.
And it did. It
What
made
does your brother
total
do?
sense. My brother?
Yeah.
He lives in Mississippi.
What does he do?
Now,
Yeah.
Noel does all sorts. So he's a trained electrician is what he does. So he's doing a lot of that now. But he's, again, over there, he's done all sorts of stuff.
Is he older than you?
Younger, 18 months.
So he's younger than you and he's giving you life advice.
Yeah.
How old were you at that point when he gave you that life advice?
35, 34,
Okay.
35, yeah. And it did, in all fairness, it was for Naked Attraction, but it has made me rethink about everything that I do. Because it is loads of decisions, especially when it comes to social media.
I was just going to go down
yourself
that
out
road.
there.
Oh, God.
It's
yeah.
always because
Brutal.
you're never worried about you. Jay's never going to give me a shitty comment. Reedy's not. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, that's dead good, whatever. You're only worried about the people who you don't know and you don't like. Bothered about saying, and it is strange.
And why do you do that?
Yeah, it's a strange way, and we all do it. We
I know.
all do it.
It's an epidemic.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be.
Well, you count the dislikes over the likes.
Yeah. So when he said that, I was like, oh, you got a good point. I don't give a shit. So that's why I did it, because of what he said.
So you did Naked Attraction. That was fun. My phone blew up with naked pictures of you, which was very odd, I have to say. And with random groups that I was in with other mates going, isn't this your mate? And I'm like...
Yeah, it did. It did blow up for a bit.
And it also appeared zoomed up pictures of your gentleman sausage in our Formula One group. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I don't know how many pictures of you naked are in my phone, but there's a good few.
Yeah.
There are people zooming in on the Sky TV and pausing it and all that kind of stuff. And I even went to work the next day and was like, was that your mate on naked? Yes. And I'm like, I suffered because you got naked on telly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he's got balls. Well, yeah, obviously. and that was great. But you met someone at the Naked Attraction?
Yeah.
Is that?
No.
Oh, shit. Edit. I got that wrong. I got that.
You don't know the story about Chelsea?
I thought... Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Right.
I fucked this up because I actually thought... Because the story is I thought that was Chelsea that you met when you were staying at the hotel doing Naked Attraction.
No.
Oh, shit.
No, so Chelsea... I met Chelsea because she was one of the first guests to come and stay here.
Oh, right.
You don't know this story?
No. So she was a lodger.
Yeah.
And then she turned into a stayer.
Yeah, so Chelsea was one of the first guests to come and stay when I actually opened the glamping site down in the woods. So she came, funnily enough, she was supposed to come and stay with her boyfriend. And they split up, so she brought her mates with her.
Right.
So she came and stayed, or she was coming to stay. And it was quite early on. So I wasn't treating it as a business. I kind of just did stuff on the fly.
Yeah.
And I forgot that I needed to send them the gate codes on how to get in. I just slipped my mind. It wasn't because I didn't have automated processes and stuff. You had to do stuff manually.
Winging it.
Totally forgot about it. I went out for the day to Knowsley Safari Park with the kids. And Knowsley, I don't know if you've been recently. Yeah, no phone signal.
No.
Crap. So I went there all day. No phone signal. When we left Knowsley, as I pulled out, I got about 15 text messages, voicemails from an irate group of customers who were locked out the gates for like 2 hours trying to get hold of me. And it was Chelsea and her mates. So I messaged them and gave them the gate code. I said, listen, I'm really, really sorry. This is the gate code. I apologise, everything else. When I came back, I thought, I need to go and say sorry. So I got a bottle of champagne, took it down, went in and I said, listen, I'm really sorry. I'm Derry. I'm the owner. This is to say sorry, everything else. And that's how me and Chelsea met, because I went to apologise to her because I locked her out the gates. And then 4.5 years later, we've now got, she's nearly 2 now. Yeah, nearly 2-year-old.
I know, your little girl's like not little, I was expecting.
I know,
my brain's gone in it complete because I was like, hang on a minute. She's like a 2-year-old. We're like,
yeah, she's 2 in May. So that's how me and Chelsea met, is she was one of the first guests to come and stay here. And, I always want to make sure the customer's happy. Anything they need. Turns out she needed a baby, so sort that out.
She's going to come in here and smash your skull in a minute. When you get married, Derry?
Oh, Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
I caught you.
Out of all
you
the-
looked relaxed then. You went to get your can of Coke and you were all chilled.
Out of
That
all
gets the
the
end of the
things you
story.
could say,
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
I think it's a valid question and the audience wants to know.
I can neither confirm nor deny this allegation. I don't know. The answer is...
Look at your blonde little girl. Prettiest thing ever,
awesome.
right? Yeah. And obviously dotes over you.
Yeah, she wants to get married. Again, do you know what, actually, it's a funny thing because I joke about it all the time with her, and she says, I just want the ring. I just want to be engaged. I just want to... And I'm like, right, okay, let's do that. But no, it's not that. Then it's... Well, I want to get married. Okay, well, I don't want a big wedding. Just get married. Okay, let's just do that.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, well, maybe we should have a big wedding. Yeah, and I'm like, but the
And now
honest,
I want a string quartet.
yeah, the honest answer is I just see it as spending 40, 50 grand on a party for all your mates. And
Right.
think of what party, and this is what does my head in with weddings. It's a 40, 50 grand party that's pretty shit in all fairness. If I had 50 grand in cash on this table, you're telling me that we couldn't have a better party than that? Mate, we'd be on a private jet, we'd be in Vegas, do you know what I mean? And that's what annoys me with it.
There's this other thing. I know you're talking about the practicalities, but it's called love and commitment and things like that. Part of being an adult there,
No,
How old are you
because-
now? 30 what?
I will take that, Mark. Thank you very much.
Are you 40
are
now?
welcome.
Oh, no, you're
every
40,
time.
aren't you? You made 40.
I am 44.
Shit.
Yes, I'm 44. I'm 45 in August.
Shit.
But no, we go back because we're 30, you said.
Yeah, well, I'm run
That
with
means
it.
I can go on 1830s holidays again. Awesome.
No, you're banned from them now.
I am definitely banned from them. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that.
See, I can get you the secret garden, social media can cover all that. It's completely fluid.
Yeah.
I had to give you the stopper, but no pressure. But obviously, there's an audience waiting.
No, I love being with Chelsea. We'll figure that out.
What's the worst thing about being with you?
Being with me?
Yeah, for her.
For her?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, there's probably like 70,000 things. One is I forget to tell her everything, and do you know what?
Is that a man thing? That's a man thing.
No, I'm not taking all the blame though because.
Deflection.
So many things happen in my day. Like you've got this massive list here, right? Today, there is probably 20 stories just of stuff that's happened today. And because, I'm out there or down wherever, doing whatever, there's so many things that happen. It's almost like, well, I do forget, obviously, but I feel like everybody already knows. But then I forget that Chelsea's here. So especially the past 2 years, because before, if I went to an event, Chelsea would come. If we go to an awards, Chelsea would come.
Yeah.
So like we went to the Red Rose Awards last week. And then randomly, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I said something about, do you remember thingy from the Red Rose the other night? And she's like, I wasn't there, Derry. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you were. I forget now that because we've got a baby, she stays and she's here almost all the time. And I'm out almost all the time.
Yeah.
So I then forget that I need to inform her of all these different things I've done each day.
Praise that she did. How old is Chelsea?
Chelsea is, she's getting on a bit now, Mark. A little
getting
bit.
on a bit.
Yeah, she's 27 now, so...
okay, and you're 30. In the 4-4... Okay, then. Well, you've got a long time before shits at menopause and stabs you for saying such comments, to be fair. Good. So and enjoy that while it's there. And it does something like she puts up with your shit.
She does. She does put up with my shit because and everybody says about ADHD or OCD or whatever. I've got a million different things going on because I am just all over all the time, with different things and that sort of stuff. And she has to kind of keep up with it all, I guess. And try and be here, and we've got the baby and the business, and
and then you forget to offload 20 things that have happened today.
Yeah, and there's so much, and because it is our life is like chaos. You know what I mean? It's not we're not whatever Monday to Friday 9 to 5 do this whatever. We're sat here now. We're doing a podcast and So and equally tomorrow it could be I don't know. One of the frigging Spice Girls is coming checking in. Do you know, it's that random. There's nothing. There's no.
But you love it.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love.
Does she like the chaos?
No, she would prefer the not chaos. She would.
You mean organisation?
Yeah, that one. That's the word.
Yes,
organisation.
you can't even say it. Can
you? No, I thrive on chaos. But equally, it's always a hard balance. How do you balance that? And you see, again, I find it very easy because, again, it's like I'm just at home with my family doing my hobby. That's dead easy. Where to Chelsea, it's not that. This isn't her hobby.
No.
This is work.
Yeah.
So I'm at work. It's a really hard balance to have. I've talked about. Actually, no, I haven't talked about this. I've talked about this to myself or to when I'm having conversations at the minute. At the moment, I've got this difficult position. So I own this business. It's mine. That's it. I own everything, done. Nobody has a part of it. It's all me, end of. But it's really difficult because it's not. Realistically, it's like I've got loads of other shareholders. So I love this business because it's me doing my hobby. And I love it because I get to go and play in the trees and do everything else. But to Chelsea and to Nova and to Noah and to Sophia and to my mum and to everybody else, it's a job that brings in money.
Right.
That's it. So they have, if I walked in front of a bus tomorrow, I would not expect Chelsea to be climbing on top of roofs and loving every day of life. Hopefully, the kids might do when they're older, but equally, they might not. They might have no interest in glamping and want to be a hairdresser or a dog groomer or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So I've got to understand that this business to them is just a means to an end for, what's Nova interested in? Nova's interested in going to nursery and playing with toys and whatever. That's just money. Chelsea is interested in making sure Nova's got shoes and clothes and food and whatever else.
Practical mum stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's just money. So this business is there just to provide money. So it's like having loads of different shareholders, but I'm making the decision on behalf of everybody without any consultation whatsoever. Because if I decide tomorrow I want to open a new glamping site or paint all the units pink or whatever,
it's on you.
It's me. It's my decision. But if it goes tits up, I'm playing with their money and their lives without them having any oversight over it. It's really difficult at the minute. And this is where I'm finding it hard as we go forward it's like I'm playing poker with all the chips on the table.